Whipped up by summer storms.
It all happened in a small village in Suffolk. At about 4:30 yesterday afternoon, Great Livermere near Bury St Edmunds found itself in the eye of the storm. Our chief reporter Kim Riley is there now.
Well, just 200 people live in this village, and today they've been pulling together, clearing up after a storm they'd really rather forget. As you said, it was around 4:30 yesterday afternoon that the tornado came to call, and it all happened very quickly. And given that there was so much of this kind of thing flying around, so much debris in the air, it was amazing that no one was injured.
The Reverend Tony Redmond's house and the farm buildings behind it were right in the path of the tornado, the damage extensive.
I'm just surprised that my property, which has been here for 300 or 400 years, and these outbuildings for 200 years, have suffered damage like they've never seen before. So this is more than once in a generation thing. I feel very relieved that nobody was hurt. My neighbours are quite traumatised by the fact that they heard this rushing wind and weren't too sure what was happening. One of my neighbours thought there was a bomb going off in the village, and so it was very, very frightening for them.
A painting of the village forge from the 1920s. But look at it now. It was restored 12 years ago by blacksmith and farrier Brian Hardman. He'd been inside 5 minutes before the tornado struck.
I'd only gone to get a cup of tea, so I was going back to work in there for the evening, do some welding and stuff for the farm machinery and things like that.
How do you feel looking at it now?
Well, it's heartbreaking, isn't it? Yeah, but at least no one was hurt, so that's the main thing. And I wasn't in there.
His Land Rover is a write-off, and his historic MG car is buried under the wreckage. Kathy Sadler from the next village saw the twister cloud heading for Great Livermere.
It just seemed to look as if it was coming down towards ground level, and I thought, oh my God, something's brewing up over there. And the wind was really bad, the rain was bad, and it did look threatening.
I've never known nothing like that before. And I don't normally get frightened either, But I was worrying about the missus. I ran in the house and she was sitting on a box in the hallway there, shaking like a leaf. And the kitchen window had just blown all, smashed all up.
Power lines have been made safe. Trees damaged by the tornado have been cut back. The clear-up operation goes on.
Yes, today's been a day of sort of contacting builders, surveyors, insurers. Had quite a few skips being delivered. It's going to take an awfully long time to sort out wreckage like this. But one local gentleman talking to me said that very shortly before the tornado hit, his granddaughter had cycled by. And the whole reason of that, the knowledge of that, had put all the damage, the perspective, into perspective, and in a sense made this very much less important. Back to you.
Kim, thank you very much. Well, while Great Livermere suffered the most, it wasn't the only place to feel the power of the weather. Clive Lewis now on the impact elsewhere in the region, including some of your photographs.
The current unsettled weather is, for the vast majority of us, little more than an inconvenience. But for some farmers in the region, it could mean substantial losses.
We came out of a long dry spell, as everyone knows, in the summer, just at the start of harvest. And then as soon as the combines came out, it started raining off and on. And since then, we haven't had more than 2 or 3 consecutive dry days at any one time, which makes harvesting very challenging.
It's wheat and barley that are in most danger of being ruined. Up to a quarter of the crop in this field could yet be lost.
We've now got the challenge, the race against time, to get it in before it either grows in the ear or is blown out by the strong winds that we're experiencing now.
It's those winds that last night caused this tree in Royston to come crashing down, blocking the Newmarket Road for almost 12 hours yesterday. The winds have also combined with torrential downpours across the region. This Land Rover driver braved 4 foot of water after heavy rain in Essex today, whilst the aftermath was clear to see at the Thomas Cook car park in Peterborough. For seasoned campers, though, the Great British Summer and its unpredictability is all part of the package.
Last night we had some really big gusts of wind, and a couple of times I went and stood in the tent just to make sure it sort of anchored it down a bit. So I don't think it's really spoilt it too much. It's made it quite exciting for the boys. So.
The canopy come off, so that was a bit awkward. But apart from that, I mean, the tent's held up, so that's the main thing. We're dry.
With more unsettled weather predicted for tonight and tomorrow, their adventure is far from over just yet. Clive Lewis, BBC Look East.
So where did all those storms come from? Here's Chris to explain.
Yeah, well, this very unsettled weather started from the Atlantic, the jet stream, much further south than it was at the first of the summer, and that's been guiding all these weather systems into southern Britain and areas of low pressure that brought us the very heavy rain Sunday night, and then an occluded front that came through during the afternoon on Monday is actually what brought the severe thunderstorms that brought the damaging weather to us.
So what exactly causes a tornado, Chris?
Yeah, well, really, there are quite a few variables that have to go in. One of them is that you need very warm, moist air near the surface of the Earth, and you need some very cool, cold air in the upper atmosphere. But you also need wind shear, so you need winds blowing from different directions near the surface of the Earth and turning as they go up, and that gets the storms to rotate. And you can see the radar image showing the heaviest of the rain, and where that heaviest of the rain is where we saw the rotation and the thunderstorm that brought the tornado near Bury St Edmunds yesterday.
Chris, thank you very much indeed.
Well, just finally on the weather, we found out about the tornado because Bob Hale from Great Livermere sent us an email with these photos. If you've been affected by the weather, you can email us at look.east@bbc.co.uk or you can phone 08457 630 630. The foreign doctor who killed a patient during his first shift as an out-of-hours doctor in Cambridgeshire will face an inquiry in Germany after all. Dr. Daniel Ubani won a court action banning the German medical authorities from investigating the case. But now local government officials say they will hold a full inquiry. This exclusive report from our Home Affairs correspondent Sally Chidzoy.
You were struck off yesterday from the UK register, weren't you?
When Dr. Daniel Ubani's appearance at a medical conference in Bavaria was disrupted by the sons of his victim David Gray, he immediately attempted to silence them using the courts and the police. Dr. Ubani has taken legal action against the media in the UK, and he's used the courts to avoid attending a fitness to practice hearing before doctors in Germany. But Dr. Ubani can't escape what's to happen next. After months of refusing to do anything, he's to be investigated by his employers, the local government at Arnsberg, according to his medical association. After years of refusing to take action, the local government's changed its mind. The hearing could be in days or a few weeks.
Well, it's obviously very welcome news. I don't know why it's taken them 2 years to come to this decision, but finally they're doing the right thing and they're going to take action against this threat to the general public. Why was this not done 2 years ago like it was at the GMC? It was immediately apparent how dangerous this person is.
This afternoon, the German Medical Association spokesman told the BBC the individual rights of Dr. Ubani have been placed before patient safety. It's very obvious which should come first, the patient. He adds, we've offered to help the local government. There is still the urgent necessity to act quickly in the interests of patients in Germany. The BBC has also been told that the Ubani case is likely to lead to changes in law in Germany that serve to protect incompetent doctors like Daniel Ubani. Sally Chidzoy, BBC Look East.
More now on